on this Wednesday night.
I want to just say great job.
Surprise! After getting so much heat for not visiting troops, Donald Trump and the First Lady visit Iraq. Will this quiet questions about the shutdown?
Can I get the Boxing Day deal, 3.5 grams?
Sparking joy. That new legal product is now part of Boxing Day business. Just how cannabis curious are Canadians? Plus, a pretty outsized reaction to getting a chocolate bar for Christmas. But not just any chocolate, not just any kid. This is The National. Air Force One took off under the cover of darkness, shrouded in secrecy. The U.S. president leaving behind the distress and dysfunction in Washington to counter one of the many criticisms he has faced as president. It was noticed that, unlike his predecessors, Donald Trump had not visited U.S. combat troops in the field, at least until now. As Ron Charles explains, Trump was exchanging one kind of war zone for another.
This is the kind of photo op Donald Trump could use right now. His first visit with American combat troops abroad comes amid chaos back home, the acrimonious resignation of his defense secretary, a partial government shutdown over funding for his border wall. To troops assembled for a Trump speech in a hangar at the U.S. Al-Assad Air Force Base, none of that seemed to matter. Trump claimed victory over ISIS.
2 years ago, when I became president, they were a very dominant group. They were very dominant. Today, they're not so dominant anymore.
He thanked the U.S. troops at Al-Assad for their role in pushing ISIS out of its stronghold in Iraq, the city of Mosul.
I want to just say great job, and we'll be watching ISIS very closely.
In fact, Iraqi forces were the ones on the front lines to retake Mosul. U.S. troops provided advice and support. Trump committed to keeping U.S. forces in Iraq, he said possibly as a base for raids into Syria after the U.S. troop withdrawal that he abruptly announced last week from that neighboring country. An announcement that led to the resignation of his defense secretary, James Mattis, and widespread criticism of Trump at home and abroad.
Our presence in Syria was not open-ended and was never intended to be permanent. 8 years ago, we went there for 3 months and we never left. But now we're doing it right. And we're going to finish it off.
But even in Iraq today, Trump couldn't escape questions about the partial U.S. government shutdown. It's due to Trump's showdown with Congress over its refusal to fund his promised border wall.
Whatever it takes. I mean, we're going to have a wall. We're going to have safety. We need safety for our country.
Trump already announced what will likely be his next trip to the southwestern U.S. border to highlight his demands for the wall. Ron Charles, CBC News, Washington.
So you heard Ron mention the partial government shutdown in the U.S. It's day 5 of that. Because Washington can't pass and sign a funding bill, various government agencies have stopped paying workers or suspended services. For instance, don't bother calling the White House switchboard. We did and heard this.
We apologize, but due to the lapse in federal funding, we are unable to take your call. Once funding has been restored, our operations will resume. Please call back at that time.
Here at home, there were plenty of scenes of chaos today in shopping malls around this country. Bargain hunters flocking to the stores to find Boxing Day deals, one of Canada's biggest and busiest shopping days of the year. Of course, Canadians are buying the traditional things like fashion, electronics, but as Olivia Stefanovich found out, other items are also becoming a big hit.
You take an iPad. People from across the country woke up at the crack of dawn to shuffle their way in line. For some, it was their first time being up this early.
I had this really old alarm clock that actually like dings and rings and stuff like that, like, you know, and I put that next to my ear and it woke me up.
Once they made their way inside, items came off the shelves quickly.
It's better to get out in the store, get out in the cold weather, get to meet people instead of online, you just at home alone.
And the malls filled up.
I was invited out to go with my family, so yeah, it's kind of a tradition type of thing. And I didn't have anything else to do, so I might as well just spend the day with my family.
Cash registers rang up sales for shoppers like Jackson Hurst, who eagerly spent his Christmas cash.
Bought some a t-shirt and some jeans from Guess, 40% off. Can't go wrong with that. Nice deal. And then I bought a pair of shoes that I'm wearing right now.
It's an annual ritual that's been celebrated for decades.
I'm seeing a lot of people here with their kids and family, a lot of young people, people of all ages. It's a chance to, it's an outing. It's still an experience.
Despite the ability to shop online and Black Friday sales, customers continue to brave long lines for Boxing Day deals. And there's something new available this year.
Can I get the Boxing Day deal, 3.5 grams?
Pot is on sale in some provinces, along with the accessories.
There's been a great demand for sure. So I would probably just say demand for product has been very high, and our ability as retailers and our regulator and our vendor to adhere to that demand has, I don't want to call it a challenge, it's been a great learning curve for sure.
It actually does smell lemony.
Customers who are joining the booming legal market.
I like having a lot more choice, especially, and I like not being connected to any sort of like the dirty stuff that happens with the black market, you know what I mean? Like drug wars and stuff like that, it's not my scene.
Proof that Boxing Day is a tradition that can keep up with the times, one that won't go away anytime soon. Olivia Stefanovic, CBC News, Toronto.
So we don't have details yet on how much Canadians spent on cannabis over the holidays, but StatsCan in just the last week did give us the first glimpses to how big this new industry is. Sales at cannabis stores totaled $43 million in just the first 2 weeks after legalization in October. So if that figure holds, it means that cannabis sales in Canada would climb to more than $1 billion over an entire year. And sales will likely only increase once the supply shortage eases and new items like edibles, extracts, and topicals legally enter the market. So Canadians clearly very serious about shopping, which in Vancouver at least has posed a problem for a second Boxing Day in a row because bumper-to-bumper traffic, this bumper-to-bumper traffic you're about to see, is what happens when an outlet mall is right next to the airport terminal and there's only one way to get to both.
Lots of traffic, yeah.
What do you think, 20 minutes longer than normal?
Traffic? Yeah, probably about that.
All the extra shopping traffic just adding to the stress of all those travelers trying to get out of Vancouver. Authorities had been hoping this year would be better. They urged shoppers and travelers to try public transit instead. Apparently not many people listened. Something else is firing up crowds in Vancouver, not with frustration, but celebration. Hockey's World Junior Championships kicked off today in a city that loves the sport. We asked Chris O'Neill-Yates to get a sense of the mood.
Vancouver is embracing the return of this holiday hockey tradition. It's been 13 years since this city tasted the thrill of the World Juniors. John Hatchard brought his son Ethan to share in the excitement.
Oh, because we love Canada. We get excited every year and watch the World Juniors at home. Once in a generational experience. And we want to watch Canada. Go, Canada, go! Go, Canada, go!
Canada brings it home in Vancouver.
In 2006, when the Under-20 tournament last came to British Columbia, Canada pulled off a decisive 5-0 gold medal win over Russia in this very arena. Jeff Long recalls the excitement, and he's back for more.
The environment was awesome when Canada's playing, the building's rocking, so yeah, we're looking forward to spending more time at the arena. Should be good.
We had tickets from last year.
We bought them a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
It's a World Junior win in Buffalo.
Team Canada enters this tournament with a record to defend. They're the reigning World Junior champs after beating Sweden last year.
Hey there, welcome.
These hockey fans know Canada will be facing off against strong competition. However, hopes are riding high that they'll triumph again.
I wouldn't come all the way from Ontario if they weren't going to win, would I?
The caliber of hockey makes this tournament a huge draw. 10 of the world's best hockey countries are represented here.
Best hockey tournament in the world, this one.
Yeah. Why do you think it's the best hockey tournament in the world?
Young, ambitious guys trying to get in the NHL.
We're always watching the World Juniors. It's really exciting to see the young boys come up through the ranks.
They're fast, quick, skilled, and it's awesome to watch.
Picks it back up. Shoots a ton and scores.
Games will be played in Vancouver and Victoria, culminating in the championship on January 5th. Until then, these players, not the NHL's Canucks, will be the brightest stars in town. Chris O'Neill-Yates, CBC News, Vancouver.
This has been a year of a lot of anxiety, economic anxiety. Albertans know all about that. With pipelines stalled, Alberta has had to turn to a plan B to get its oil to market, rail. Over the next few weeks, the province is expected to buy even more rail cars to beef up this plan. But as Alistair Dempster tells us, this isn't everyone's idea of a good idea.
Workers move with carefully coordinated precision at a crude-by-rail terminal on the Saskatchewan prairie. The bitumen is bound for refineries in the southern and eastern United States. 40 to 50,000 barrels move through this site daily, and more is on the way.
If you go back a year ago, we were probably doing 800 cars a month in that range, and in January coming up here, we'll be in the 2,400 cars per month range.
Kinder Morgan's got to go, hey, hey!
There's no question pipeline delays, including the Trans Mountain expansion, are good for business here.
You know, obviously as Canadians, we want to get our oil to market and get a better price for our oil, but for folks like ourselves in the crude by rail business, it means that we're probably going to be much busier.
Record amounts of crude are moving by train in Canada. Oil by rail exports hit 327,000 barrels a day in the fall, more than double the amount from a year earlier. Other industries that rely on trains for transport are worried about congestion on the rail lines.
We've had 2 grain transportation backlogs in the last 5 years in Western Canada. We're still catching up from those. The most recent one was last year. And farmers are quite rightly concerned that any additional system pressure would potentially cause additional strain on the system.
Both CN and CP Rail declined interviews, but they say they've been beefing up their infrastructure, adding staff and locomotives to deal with the increased demand. Analysts expect that demand will remain, even with the completion of a pipeline project next fall.
When we look at the future, we do see the Enbridge Line 3 coming in and absorbing a lot of the demand for rail, but we still see a significant demand for rail through that period. And so the likelihood it will continue to be used is probably fairly high at this point.
On the prairies, crude-by-rail companies like Altex Energy are more than happy to bridge the gap. As pipeline paralysis grips the oil industry, rail has become the shipping option of last resort. Alison Dempster, CBC News, near Lloydminster, Saskatchewan.
There's been a curious development overseas, in Japan specifically, a country that has been officially out of the whaling business for 32 years, but today confirmed it intends to get back in the business of commercial whaling and to withdraw from the international agreement that protects whales. Briar Stewart looks at why this, why now.
At markets throughout Japan, shoppers can take their pick when it comes to whale meat. Hundreds of the mammals are caught every year. They're hunted under what the government has called a scientific research program, which critics have called a sham. Either way, it will be scrapped this July. Today, Japan announced it's reinstating commercial whaling. The government also says it's pulling out of the International Whaling Commission.
Japan is going in entirely the wrong direction.
This marine scientist says the country's claims that it will only hunt healthy whale populations is unrealistic.
One of the species that it's likely to be interested in is the minke whale. So the minke whale is not just one species, it's several species, and they can't distinguish between the different stocks, the different populations out at sea.
Japan has said it will only hunt in its territorial waters and economic zone around the country, which means it will stop whaling around Antarctica. And environmentalists say that's a win. Japan's whalers have frequently been the target of campaigns, including by the group Sea Shepherd.
It means that we won't have to go down and defend the Southern Ocean Whale Sanctuary anymore, and we can concentrate on their coastal whaling operations, just like we have been doing with Norway and Iceland.
Those two countries also have commercial whaling industries. Japan has argued that whale meat is part of the local culture. While it was a staple of the Japanese diet after World War II, today it reportedly makes up just 0.1% of meat consumption in the country. There are many other things to eat, the shopper says, so we don't necessarily have to eat whale meat if we don't want to. Paul Watson insists the industry isn't even economically important to the country.
It's heavily subsidized and has been for many years. But politically, it goes on because Prime Minister Abe is from a whaling district. The Yakuza, they control the unions that supply the sailors for the boats, and they're very powerful.
Which is why he says Japan will keep whaling. Conservationists only hope that other countries don't follow suit. Briar Stewart, CBC News, London.
Indonesian officials and residents are bracing for more disaster after a tsunami killed at least 430 people this weekend.
Takut ada tsunami.
So this woman is saying she fears a second tsunami, and along with others affected, is relocating to higher ground. Officials warned residents to keep at least half a kilometer inland. The tsunami struck without advance warning, triggered not by an earthquake, but rather an ocean floor landslide near a submerged volcano. And officials worry another landslide could come at any time. This is 14 years to the day that a tsunami ravaged the coast of a dozen countries, killing 230,000 people, more than half of them in Indonesia. And people living in the shadow of Italy's largest active volcano are picking up the pieces after an earthquake triggered by a recent eruption injured 10 and damaged several buildings. That includes this church and a statue reduced to rubble of Saint Emidio, the saint commonly invoked to protect against earthquakes. The eruption earlier this week opened a new fissure on the edge of Mount Etna. Experts expect this latest activity to subside, but warn that volcano is unpredictable. When the National returns, high stakes. Nick Purden catches up with a cannabis entrepreneur in Saskatchewan. Just how good is her new business? But first, let's call it pooch power. How therapy dogs are changing the way some Canadians get medical treatment.
You know, bringing something in that can comfort her, I just think is brilliant. I love it.
You look like a brave little girl.
No.
You don't think you're brave?
I'm not little.
Okay, we got a lot of bins there. Our search for food waste began in the bins behind Walmart a year ago.
Hey David, take a look at this packaged cauliflower. Not even past its best before date.
Week after week, in several stores, we found seemingly good produce, baked goods, dairy products, even frozen food that was still frozen. This will disgust some people, but it's still good.
I can't believe you did that.
A lot were angry about all that waste. You told us and told Walmart. They have begun to change.
Since you guys visit us, we've reduced our overall food waste, so the food that you see in the bins, by 20%.
We can't verify what's in the bins at every store, but 20% would be substantial. Thousands of pounds of food, driven by changes in the newest stores. Cold rooms to keep produce fresh longer, expanding the discounting of packaged foods in advance of the best before date. And then there's this, a big one.
Apples, they might come in a bag where some of the bag is not good, and so we'll take the apples that are good, we'll send them in a $1 bag.
As a big company increasingly takes food waste seriously, down the road a class is learning about how much gets tossed.
What'd you think of that?
Bad. Horrible. Disgusting.
These kids surveyed stores, asked managers how things could change.
Hello, Mr. Chair and councilors.
They even pitched the idea of a refrigerated municipal truck picking up food instead of throwing it away.
A grocery store throws out 30 to 45 large bins of perfectly edible food each week. And all these people need help getting food. Why can't that food go on their tables, not in the landfill?
This is, I think, a real demonstration of how everyone can make a difference in this world.
So what I always do is I keep the dog lower than they are, so they don't feel intimidated because they see that she's very gentle and calm, and yeah.
That is the sound of anxiety being eased at Sick Kids Hospital in Toronto, all thanks to some four-legged friends. The use of therapy dogs is growing. Pretty easy to see why. As Cass Rusey discovered, the canines have a way of calming those around them.
Hey Maya, this is Lucy. You want to say hi?
When you're 6 and a little anxious about a hospital visit, who wouldn't want to be greeted by Lucy?
Which paw do you like the best?
Mia's parents are here to see if their daughter is a good candidate for special implants to improve her hearing. First, though, an MRI is needed to scan Mia's brain. That's where Lucy comes in.
So what Lucy's job is to get them nice and relaxed and to be their pet for the time that they're here.
The Labrador Retriever is part of a team of therapy dogs at Toronto's Sick Kids Hospital. Lucy's relaxing disposition and killer pedicure help distract Mia from the impending scan. Her mom approves.
You know, bringing something in that can comfort her, I just think is brilliant. I love it.
You look like a brave little girl.
No.
You don't think you're brave?
I'm not little.
Introductions over, Lucy leads Mia to the MRI room. Doctors want patients relaxed and completely motionless once inside the scanner to get clear images. So Lucy's job is to ease any anxiety. And that is key, says this radiologist.
If we can have the children more comfortable and more relaxed, then they're able to potentially tolerate being in a very enclosed environment which is quite noisy for a prolonged period of time.
Greer is studying whether therapy dogs in MRI settings offer a safer alternative to anti-anxiety medication. Her preliminary findings show that overall, the interaction with a therapy dog improved the experience and had a positive impact on patients.
Dogs are great. They're our friends, and I have a dog, and they've been shown in a number of other settings to be very helpful.
Across town, a fur ball by the name of Toulouse also doubles as a therapy dog at the Center for Addiction and Mental Health. More and more dog therapy is offering a helpful paw in nursing homes, hospitals, and even prisons. It's been found to help with both physical and mental health.
It's amazing the difference you see with clients. We see that the stress reduction and the lowering of anxiety and people smiling, that it can be a really great treatment.
23-year-old Victoria Smith is being treated for depression and anxiety at Camh.
It's exhausting.
What is?
Just feeling depressed, struggling. It can be very draining, emotionally draining.
And this is a nice break.
It is.
Yeah. Toulouse, the Pomeranian mix, is one of 40 therapy dogs at the center. And because Pooch Power is so popular, 10 more dogs will be added in the new year.
Here we are.
Back at Sick Kids, the MRI scan is successfully over. Patient and pet will soon be rewarded with treats.
Let's go this way.
Cass Rusi, CBC News, Toronto.
Up next, the young entrepreneur who won a lottery to sell recreational pot legally. We were there as she prepared to open her business.
A lot of people just sort of rolled their eyes because to them they're like, this girl literally has no chance. Like, you go for it, kid, but there's no way.
Our Nick Purdon will have that story in a moment, along with an update on how her business is doing. But first, in case you missed it, the world has lost a beloved, if unlikely, art critic. Wendy Beckett, better known as Sister Wendy, has died at 88. She was plucked from a solitary life to host incredibly popular TV shows.
And that's precisely the point of icons. They make visible a God we cannot see, the God who became human.
Born in South Africa, she studied literature at Oxford, but her knowledge of art was self-taught. When she left her religious order, they let her stay in an unheated trailer where she slept on the floor, surrounded by towers of art books.
And it had a skylight which the rain came through. But I loved it.
She spoke without notes, and despite her cloistered background, she was undaunted by nudes or other gods.
Zeus killed his father, and he killed him in a savage way. And he tore off his genitals and cast them into the ocean. And from the foam that was then generated, beauty arose.
She never lost that blend of charisma and humility.
Thanking God for allowing me a life of such unimaginable happiness. Lucky me.
This is what a megathrust earthquake can do. A magnitude 9.0 off the coast of Japan 5 years ago. And beneath the beauty of mountains and ocean on Canada's west coast, the same kind of earthquake is waiting to strike. But at this Vancouver school, students and staff will get an early warning and a chance to take cover before the shaking starts.
Earthquake, shaking expected.
It's part of a pilot project for an earthquake early warning system designed by UBC.
It gives us a warning that we did not have before. We could only react at the impact of an earthquake. Now we have seconds, potentially minutes.
And even seconds can be critical. When an earthquake strikes, the energy released is sent out as seismic waves in all directions. The fastest waves, the waves that arrive first, don't actually shake the ground in a damaging way. In fact, we can't even feel these primary or P waves, but sensors can. There's a lag between those waves and the arrival of the more damaging waves that do shake the ground back and forth, shear or S waves. Those warnings can be sent out to mobile phones, radio and TV. They can stop traffic at bridges, halt surgeries. And the farther away you are from the epicenter, the more time you have between the warning and the shaking. Which is exactly what happened across the south coast of BC on December 29th. Kent Johansson and his family had a 13-second warning before the earth moved. Tell me what the earthquake felt like.
It felt like this.
Her dad is the designer behind UBC's Earthquake Early Warning System, a network of sensors that work together to detect damaging earthquakes.
And here comes the S wave going up here. And now we're at 50 seconds, 51, 52, bang. That was 13 seconds, and now comes the North Shore.
Now Johansson is working on a home alarm and an app that the public can use to connect to the early warning network via the internet. UBC isn't the only group working on an earthquake early warning system in BC, though.
We have these sensors in the ground, and they're buried about 50 to 100 feet apart from one another, and they are constantly listening for earthquake activity, S wave, P waves.
Shake Alarm's technology uses standalone units rather than a network of sensors.
Earthquake approaching. Take cover.
There's an alarm here at the George Massey Tunnel, a major highway in Metro Vancouver where thousands of cars pass every day. The moment the sensor detects the first wave of a damaging earthquake, the tunnel closes to traffic. Their new home version also offers early warning for a monthly fee. There is one other major group working on a solution, Ocean Networks Canada. This research group from the University of Victoria has something that UBC and Shake Alarm don't, sensors on the ocean floor where the big one will strike, giving vital extra seconds of warning for all the early detection systems. And that's where the BC government is putting their money.
That's why we're providing Ocean Networks Canada with $5 million investment towards its seismic program.
The group will be adding more ocean sensors to help with early warnings, but their focus has been on detecting the big one, which will hit under the waters of the Pacific Ocean. So to create a comprehensive system, they'll be partnering with UBC and companies like Shake Alarm, who have the technology to actively monitor other quakes closer to home. And if all goes according to plan, the system should be in place within the next couple of years, hoping to ensure that when the next one hits, we all know before the shaking starts.
Especially the weeks leading up to Christmas has been a significant increase. And for all of December, we're anticipating to do very well, especially now New Year's is also coming up.
Average retailer talk from hardly an average retailer. As you heard earlier tonight, cannabis sellers are expecting huge sales ahead of New Year's Eve. That is only possible because of new drug laws in this country. It was Ottawa that legalized recreational cannabis, but it's been up to the provinces to decide who could sell it. In Saskatchewan, licenses were awarded through a lottery system. One young entrepreneur surprised more than a few people with a huge win. So Nick Burden checked in with her just before sales began.
I went into shock, like straight up. I just was completely, I just really thought I was dreaming. Like I actually pinched my arm like really hard because I'm like, there's no way.
You might react like that too if you got one of the licenses to sell recreational pot in your hometown. I mean, 1,500 people applied for licenses across Saskatchewan. And Sierra Sieben-Chubak was one of only 7 who met the criteria to set up shop in Saskatoon this fall. So at 23, Sierra is a trailblazer.
Telling people that are asking me, what am I gonna do with my life when I'm done school? And I say, I think I'm gonna open up a marijuana dispensary. Like, a lot of people just sort of looked down on me for even saying that and just sort of rolled their eyes, because to them, they're like, this girl literally has no chance. Like, you go for it, kid, but there's no way.
I mean, you can't really blame people for reacting that way. Sierra only just graduated from university. She's never run a business, and yet here she is about to open her own store. And this is marijuana we're talking about, perhaps the next billion-dollar industry. The question is, how is a 23-year-old going to survive in the high-stakes competitive world of selling legal pot?
The amount of work that's gone into this car, it's definitely a sellable car. And it's very rare, a convertible.
The first thing Sierra has going for her is her dad.
Proper hood and stuff on it.
If she's going to make it work, it'll be in part because Glenn Chubak has been in business since he was 15.
I wasn't even old enough to drive yet. I bought this car for $45, and I did the body work on it. I did the interior in it, etc. And a guy came and offered me $900 for this car. And it was like when you're 15 years old, and all of a sudden, that is so much money. Like, it was like amazing. And that's where I kind of realized, you know what? I think I'm going down the right path here.
And that Nissan's done.
That made making money look so easy that Glenn dropped out of school and he opened an auto body shop. Of course, he quickly learned how hard it is to run your own business.
My first body shop, when I first opened up, I used to sleep on a car seat in the office because it wasn't worth driving home a half an hour to come back a half an hour, because it was already 2, 3 in the morning. And you have to open up at 8.
Sierra grew up listening to her dad's stories, so I guess it's no wonder she decided to start a business of her own. But selling marijuana?
I remember we were sitting at our kitchen table and I was like, Dad, there's this thing I want to do, and I don't know if you're going to be really excited about it, but just have an open mind and listen to me for a second. So at first he was super skeptical, and he was like, so you want to sell dope? Is that what you're telling me? I'm like, essentially that's what I'm telling you, but legally. And he said, you know what, I totally support you in that. And so getting his approval pushed me into going all in. I'm doing it.
The other thing about Sierra is that her interest in marijuana is deeply personal. That started a few years ago when her life took a serious turn.
How it all started, one day I was extremely sore. It literally felt like I got hit by a bus or something, out of nowhere. And I'm a pretty healthy person, and I was 21 at the time, so it was super weird to me to be in such bad pain, just from my head to my toes.
Sierra spent a week in hospital and was eventually diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis.
You know how they say if you have a cold, you shouldn't Google it? Basically, I Googled rheumatoid arthritis and just saw what came up, and what I saw online really scared me. Disfigured hands and feet, and people would end up being in wheelchairs and lose your mobility, essentially. And that's really, really scary.
The other thing Sierra discovered online was that lots of people with autoimmune diseases, like rheumatoid arthritis, use medical marijuana to help them.
I was just reading through people's testimonies about how and what they experienced using different types of marijuana products. And I thought, if these people can attain this result, why can't I? And so I ended up having a good experience with it in regards to managing my pain. And that was my inspiration to get involved in this industry.
To me, that's really nice on a white t-shirt or something, because it's got some color.
So Sierra believes her business will work because she truly believes in the product. Though with pot set to become legal in just a few months, belief only gets you so far.
Yeah. That one actually isn't too bad.
I kind of like that because it makes it's not green.
Sierra has a million things to do, like picking a logo with her dad.
Yeah, because I feel like it's representative of the words Living Skies.
But it doesn't represent your name at all. Cannabis is overpowering your name, Living Skies.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
It's pretty obvious that Sierra and her dad don't always see eye to eye. After all, he's self-made, he's hands-on, and she just graduated from business school.
Yeah, of course.
In fact, Sierra's first stab at a business plan based on selling marijuana was at school.
Hey.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good to see you.
In Lee Swanson's entrepreneur class at the University of Saskatchewan.
I know, who would have thought, right?
Truth is, that didn't start very well. Lee almost failed her. But with his help, she worked on the idea, and now, even though she's graduated, he's helping her in any way he can.
Are you kind of working on your business plan some too, or it's probably not
Well,
really?
I'm working more so just on pieces of it. It's not.
Probably, yeah.
I don't think it's going to be exactly what we did in our class with.
So having Lee on her side is another reason Sierra has a shot to make her business work. Still, he acknowledges it won't be easy.
And then I was able to.
Business like this is going to attract lots of big competitors. I think people are seeing the potential with this, and so it's tough to be in retail in the first place. And this is going to be one tough area.
Do you think you'll ever go in and buy some of her product?
Good question. Probably not, but that's, oh geez, I'm not sure how to answer this one. That's a good question.
I mean, the fact that Lee isn't comfortable answering says a lot about the stigma that still clouds marijuana. And that's another of Sierra's challenges.
I feel like marijuana in general shouldn't be such a taboo subject. We need to educate people about it because I feel like a lot of people have negative opinions about it. And by having this business, I can work to change people's minds about it. I'm not saying that everyone needs to come in and buy my product, but just to be more accepting of it overall.
Of course, you can't do all that if your store isn't up and running. Right now, we'll take a look. It's just an empty room.
Oh, I just love this space. Every time I come in here, I still like it so much. It's got so much potential.
Yeah.
It's going to be really nice.
Yeah.
Dad's not just here as dad, he's also overseeing the renovation.
And you know what? Your office, I mean, that's just, I wish I had an office when I started like that.
But this isn't like when Dad was starting out at all. I mean, this is marijuana we're talking about. Nobody has ever legally sold recreational pot in Canada before.
Do you worry about it? Is there anything?
Of course I do.
What do you worry about?
The type of business she's in, you know?
What about it? What do you mean?
She's selling pot, you know?
So you're more so just worried about like my safety and all of this in this industry. I'll be okay, Dad.
I mean, you have to be, right?
Yeah.
This is what you want.
What's it like working so closely with your dad? Is it ever too much? Do you ever want to punch him? Or?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, who ever sees eye to eye with their dad on everything, you know? This is not easy. It's not always easy working with your family on things, but it's also nice to work with your family on things because you know at the end of the day they're going to love you no matter what.
And, you know, I'm really glad I can do this with her. So many people can't do this with their daughters. You know, so at the end of the day, when it's all said and done,
we got it.
Sierra and her dad are in uncharted territory. Who knows if they'll be successful? But then again, maybe they already are.
I love you.
Nick Purdon, CBC News, Saskatoon.
So since Nick went to Saskatchewan, Living Skies has opened for business. December 3rd was when the doors officially opened, so it's all still very new. Sierra told us business is booming and she is, quote, insanely exhausted. Now, when we look back at the year in Canadian politics, it's been a busy one, from cannabis legalization to pipeline debates, even that pesky old notwithstanding clause being in the news again. But there is a story that stood out for all kinds of reasons, the NAFTA negotiations. Katie Simpson was all over that one, arguably like no other reporter in this country. Up next, she takes us back to a moment even she found hard to believe.
How things are going? Well, we tried, and I'm not allowed to go on the steps, so I'm probably gonna not be welcome to go back on those steps again. But we might as well try, right?
It's the time of year when parents get time off from work and find a babysitter for the morning. 11 shopping days before Christmas. This week, News Magazine follows one couple on a present buying spree in a big Toronto store's Toyland. Not today, a family party with rides on the miniature Midway, but a secret expedition where only the Christmas savings go along. For the parents, months of savings go toward Christmas. For the store's toy department chief, months of careful planning. Now, as children of all ages gather and gaze at the piled-up counters, it's 0 hour for one of the biggest little industries in Canada, the toy industry. There's plenty of foreign competition. Trains all come from Germany, England, the States. The Canadian market isn't big enough to warrant home manufacture. Many metal toys are foreign, too. This idea comes from a firm in Nova Scotia. It's constructive, educational, and Canadian. It's cheap, too. A moment's consideration, and the decision's made. One problem solved, and a few more dollars added to the $50 million which Canadians spend every year on toys. But of that $50 million, over half is spent on imported toys. And this, in spite of the Canadian industry's ability to produce a good 90% of the country's needs. 1 worker in every 5 is out of a job, a situation which toy manufacturers uneasily compare with the Canadian textile industry's headaches. One of the headaches, American ability to mass-produce toys cheaply. Some manufacturers accuse their stateside rivals of dumping in Canada. There's an inflexible rule for sales in every industry. Best value for least money sells most. Canadian dolls compare favorably with imported dolls. They walk, talk, sleep, even cry. Their clothes come on and off. Are well made and pretty. Their hair can be brushed and rearranged. They're a delight for any little girl to have and to hold. But it's a fight to keep their price down to the level where the customer will say, I'll take this one. Shopping's all done. Time to leave the store. Time to look behind the scenes at a varied scene, typical of many Canadian industries, where enterprise, ingenuity, and struggle against difficult odds. This firm turns out close to $500,000 a year. It's unique practically the world over because it makes every one of the dozens of components assembled by expert fingers. Employees, mostly women, many of them immigrants, work here. The firm operates on a profit-sharing basis. Employees benefit in time of prosperity, even down to the bench hands, who give stylish hairdos to hundreds of dolls better than natural hair.
See, it's heartwarming.
I want us to work together, like we dreamed about.
Heartfelt.
I'm gonna ask her to marry me.
Dad! Heart-pounding.
I did it, really?
I'm dating again.
Heartbreaking.
Oh.
And heart-filled.
Your heart will lead you home.
Heartland, new season, January 6th on CBC.
Here are some stories we're watching on the National tonight. Look at that. Russia says it has tested a new kind of nuclear missile, a hypersonic weapon that's capable of falling to Earth and then gliding to target at 5 times the speed of sound. Such weapons move too fast for existing missile defenses to stop. Russian President Vladimir Putin says the weapon system will be deployed in 2019. The success of the test has not been independently verified. And so North and South Korean officials broke ground on a project to link the two countries' roads and railways, part of the ongoing diplomatic thaw between those two nations. But beyond the applause and the platitudes, sanctions and the lack of North Korean progress in denuclearization leave that project dead in its tracks. U.S. officials say North Korea just continues to expand its nuclear arsenal.
I was sitting in the living room of my children's apartment, and all of a sudden I heard what I thought to be gunshots, about 10 of them, and it scared me, and I went and grabbed my youngest daughter.
That's just one of the shaken residents in Edmonton's East End today. After a fatal shooting by the city's police this afternoon, officers were conducting surveillance on a vehicle that police believed was carrying a man wanted on outstanding warrants, who they also believed was armed and dangerous. The 34-year-old suspect would not get out of the truck. Police say a, quote, incident took place and officers fired their weapons. The man was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Alberta's Serious Incident Response Team is investigating. Now, with Donald Trump's talent for turning reality into reality TV, the NAFTA negotiations at times had the feel of a game of chicken, with the world's second largest trading relationship at stake. It dominated news out of Ottawa for months. For one CBC journalist, it was a story of sweat and silence, a novelty birthday cake, and a personal message from one of the most powerful people in Washington. This is Katie Simpson's Reporter's Notebook.
This is a story about the President of the United States challenging something that is important to Canada, important to Canada's business community.
If it doesn't work out, that's going to be fine for the country, for our country. It won't be fine for Canada.
So there was a lot of Canadian pride sort of intertwined into this story.
We have entered a new, more intensive phase of engagement.
It's important to remember that these talks, they started in August of 2017 and dragged out until October of 2018.
For Canada, our focus is on getting a good deal, not just any deal.
But it really picked up over the last, it was like August when it really exploded.
We have brought you some popsicles. So we'll see you guys later.
The weather was so brutal in that last stretch in August. Everyone was just so exhausted, and people were sweating in places they didn't know they had sweat glands. I don't have my glasses on because it's too hot to wear your glasses here. Hold on, I'm gonna just take a look around the corner. I think someone's coming. If you ever told me it would be so hot and I'd be on TV and I A, wouldn't be wearing my glasses, and B, I wouldn't be wearing sleeves, I'd say you're crazy. But that's how hot it is. And while there's a huge level of respect between the reporters, and we're all friends, but we do believe in friendly competition, and you would get this sense of dread. What if someone has something that I don't have? There's nothing more disappointing than that feeling of, oh, how come I didn't have that? So everyone really was pushing to try and get more information and get that information to your viewers as quickly as possible.
Senior Canadian officials tell me there is a reasonable chance of success. Some kind of deal can be reached by Friday.
Now, when journalists had been setting up in front of this building, there's a staircase there. And I guess security didn't like us standing on the staircase, so we all moved onto the sidewalk. And so when Jared Kushner came up, we sort of broke the rules a few times. Oh, hold on. Here comes Jared Kushner. I'm just going to step out of the way. We're going to get a shot. Maybe he'll say hello to us. Hold on one second. I'm just going to go up the steps. Mr. Kushner, we're live on TV in Canada. Any insight into how things are going? Well, we tried, and I'm not allowed to go on the steps, so I'm probably gonna not be welcome to go back on those steps again. But we might as well try, right? So nothing from Jared Kushner. There you go. Anyway, so I'll send it back inside to you. So that was another one of those really long days in Washington. It had been terribly hot. Everyone was so suntanned and sunburned. Actually, I'm still sunburnt. My skin has not gone back to the normal tone it is from those long days. in Washington. But Chrystia Freeland and the Canadian delegation was coming back to the U.S. Trade Representatives building for an evening meeting. Will there be a deal tonight? Of course, at 8 p.m., the normal security apparatus is not necessarily in place at these government buildings. How are things going on NAFTA with Canada? Is it okay?
Actually, how is it going with Canada? Progress tonight?
And so when Jared Kushner arrived for that 8 p.m. meeting, he got to the front door and he pulled on the door and it was locked. Someone at security is obviously not there hearing him sort of pull at the door. And so he has to get on his phone and call security to get someone to come and let him in. In this moment, there were opportunities for reporters to start asking some questions. And so we did. Is Canada making any compromises? But when it was quite clear that Kushner was not going to answer those questions, we just kind of stood back and let the moment kind of breathe. And it was so awkward and so uncomfortable. One of my colleagues actually stopped recording because it was so uncomfortable. That moment, it was picked up by the American networks and the American media, and so they used that moment sort of as a bigger metaphor for some of the challenges going on inside the White House. So it was one of those moments that picked up and was more than a NAFTA moment. Rosie, I just got off a phone with a senior source who said to me just very quickly, deal is done. It is a done deal. It's been a year of so much travel and so much work and really putting yourself into the story. I recently turned 35, and one of my friends, unbeknownst to me, she decided to make me a NAFTA cake or a USMCA cake. The icing was red, white, and blue. And then out of fondant, she made the stairs to the USTR building. She put Jared Kushner and Robert Lighthizer on those front stairs. And then she made a fondant version of me standing at the bottom of the stairs. And there was a big door on the cake just to sort of be the moment where Jared Kushner was locked out. And actually, I'll tell you something funny. A lot of journalists were at my birthday party and we were all tweeting photos of it because it's kind of funny. And someone within the Canadian government saw it and flipped it to Jared Kushner. And Jared Kushner thought it was very funny, to which Jared Kushner asked for my email and then emailed to wish me a happy birthday, which I thought was unusual. And so I wrote back and I said, forgive me for being skeptical as to whether this is the real Mr. Kushner or whether one of my friends is playing an elaborate trick on me. And he wrote back saying, this is not Mr. Kushner, this is Jared, this is not fake news. And he wished me a happy birthday, which was the strangest thing, I think, that really, outside of the talks, outside of the process, it was a strange moment.
Love her. When the National returns, it's that time of the night. The moment is next, and it's one a Halifax family won't ever forget.
I remember going to my husband and saying, oh my God, I found someone that's going to get it. And yeah, we just couldn't believe it. It blew our minds, and just his reaction in the morning on Christmas, it was priceless.
Beavers are really cute, mostly I think if we see them on a nickel or if you're lucky enough to see them in the wild, but not in the family kitchen.
Cookie.
But that's where you'll find one Canadian beaver. Chris and Diane Lund of Rennie, Manitoba adopted Bucky 1.5 years ago when he was 4 days old. Bucky took to human habits pretty quickly, eating everything from cereal to fruit to chili. Some instincts, though, die hard. Bucky can often be found building dams, and he's not too particular about what he uses or where he builds them. The children in the family find him an absolutely delightful friend.
Joining us now from Rennie, Manitoba, Diane and Chris Lunn, and of course, Bucky the Beaver. And Chris, can you tell us, how do you end up adopting a beaver?
Well, I work as a problem animal person for the province, and we were removing some beaver from a site where they were flooding the land, and we had removed most of the beaver, or so we thought we did, and it turned up that there was still a mother and one baby beaver close by, so the mother had got accidentally killed during the blasting of the beaver dam, so we ended up with this little guy that we really didn't know what to do with. So we took him home and hoped on looking after him for a while and hoping that a zoo or some other place where they keep animals would take him. But so far it's ended up we've been keeping him ourselves.
Where does a beaver sleep when it's a little baby? I mean, did you have a nice little warm place? What did it do?
He either slept on my chest or in the waterbed with us.
What's it like living with a beaver? I hear Bucky. Bucky's getting a comment in there somehow.
Yeah, he's got to have his 2 cents in.
Diane, what's it like living with a beaver? I mean, is it like having a small child following you around?
Yeah, it is. He gets into much trouble as a kid, but...
Oh, what does he eat?
Fruit, vegetables, bread, cereals, cookies, anything, except meat.
Oh, except meat. Doesn't like that?
No.
Chris, now from what I understand, beavers enjoy building dams. I mean, has Bucky forgotten all about that, or does he still remember doing that? I mean, where does he build these dams that we're hearing about?
No, he's still got that instinctive thing in him where he'll pick up carpets, shoes, anything that's loose on the floor and make a dam out of it, either in a stairway or in a doorway.
Have you ever tripped over one of his makeshift dams?
No, a lot of times.
How have the kids enjoyed having Bucky as a pet?
Oh, actually, they really enjoy him, and if we do happen to give him away, it'll probably be a little hard to do, because they were actually quite attached to him.
I'm a detective, like you.
Murdoch helps recover.
The treasure of Pompeii. I saw a man carting a crate away.
Find out what ships have departed in the past few hours.
Murdoch Mysteries returns Monday, January 7th on CBC.
Huge 22 minutes holiday special coming at you New Year's Eve.
Oh, man, this not gonna fit anywhere.
The boys in the RCMP choir still singing, it's okay. And the moms are...
She said, oh, that's all you need to know.
David! Moira!
Alexis.
Johnny Rose, baby.
What's on a kid's wish list to them on Christmas morning can be tough. For one mother in Halifax, it seemed almost impossible. Danielle Comstock's 7-year-old Isaac gets really into things. Right now, he's really into chocolate. So when he asked for Cadbury's Dairy Milk Silk Bubbly Bar, yes, that's specific, she knew she just had to get it. Problem is, it's not available in Canada. So she put out a bit of a shopping distress call on social media. Operation Chocolate Bar went into action, and that's our moment tonight.
What? We could not find it anywhere, and we found out that it was made in India, and you can only get it in India. I went on the Halifax buy and sell, and I got several replies. And one lady said her mother was flying in from India.
It was in the evening when I told her, and she had to start later that night for the airport. So she didn't have a lot of trouble. She said she did have to go to a couple of stores.
His reaction in the morning on Christmas, it was priceless, seeing his smile light up and his scream. He's not into toys, so sometimes it's hard to entertain him. And Christmas, I mean, lots of chocolate.
If it is something doable for you, just do it, because you don't know what it means to the other person, right?
So Operation Chocolate Bar involved a late-night trip to the airport to pick up these treasures, a race home to wrap them, and then lots of screaming the next morning. Apparently they all tried it. They said it's okay. It's not something necessarily Mom would, cross the ocean for herself, but Isaac loves it, which is what matters. One bar is in the freezer, and all the wrappers have been saved as mementos. That's Christmas. That is the National for this Boxing Day. Good night.